Let's do this interview. Let's get to talking. The record is called Smoke and Mirrors, and it's, you know, I think if people hear Smoke and Mirrors, then I'm guessing their mind probably thinks that, like, maybe this is going to be like a bunch of bells and whistles or something like that, but it's really not. Like, Smoke and Mirrors comes from the title track, and the title track is the opposite. It's me saying, don't let smoke and mirrors, like, cloud your judgment about something. And that's comes up a few times on the record. So I felt like not only I just love the song Smoke and Mirrors, and it's one of my favorite songs on the record, but it's also like a theme that keeps coming up. There's a few songs that are centered around me and an acoustic guitar, and they're more intimate, and you might say they're more like maybe my earlier work. And then there's a few songs that are more about just feeling good and just good vibes, and, you know, like a little more rocking. I don't think about, like, when I'm writing the song, I don't think about writing parts for musicians. It's not until, like, there's on this record, there's a few songs that have sort of the California Americana, sort of 70s Eagles kind of, or whatever. Lots of different sort of janky guitar parts. And those kind of come out when I'm demoing the song. Like, I have a song written, and then when I'm demoing it to sort of see where the song can go, then there's a phase where I'm, like, trying to get my point across vocally and with the song, you know, and then once I've done that, then I play around a little, and I just start writing, like, guitar parts and keyboard parts and drum parts and things like that. And sometimes they stay on the record, like, and then sometimes they totally just get abandoned, and the song takes a completely different turn, direction, comes out completely differently. I just think for myself, my earlier work, I think I went through a phase, about an album and a half phase, of trying to be really wordy and trying to be, like, really writing in verse, using a lot of metaphor and words to articulate a point. And I think the age-old challenge of all writers is, you know, being economical with your choice of words. And nothing I can ever say in the song is going to be as good as the reaction that someone is going to have when they hear it and what they think it's about.
Don't go messing with karma. Didn't anybody tell you?
Don't mess with karma. It's not like, I'm not trying to be preachy, or I'm not trying to, like, you know, warn people of bad omens. It's more of like just, it's more like just a motto. It's more of like, this is stuff we learn when we're kids, but we easily forget it. Like, I don't know, I feel like the more and more I get comfortable at being an artist, the more I'm, like, realizing is getting back to, like, the way we all were at one point, you know, when we were younger. So that's like another reoccurring theme, is, like, just get back into your heart, get back into the way, like, we thought about the world when life was a little more simple and bigger at the same time, you know.
I am a wild child, yes I am. I love the country, and I wanna run free, and
Wild Child is my best attempt at just sort of summing up really what I wanted to say with the whole album, Smoke and Mirrors. I hope people don't just like to listen to it. I hope they use it as their own, like, personal anthem of whenever, like, they're feeling like they're just maybe in some way or another being manipulated. I wrote it in a state of just kind of longing to get back into like the mountains and get back into nature, and it sort of set the path, sort of set the course of the record, because soon after I wrote that song, I made plans to go up into the mountains for a while and work on the rest of the album, and that's what I did. So it sort of like was the song that kind of started the whole record. It's kind of my anthem. Like, I'm not like a wild drug addict child or anything like that, but I am a little bit hard to hold in some ways, and I am very stubborn in some ways. In a positive way, I think it's just I kind of like to just be my own guy. You know, your taste evolves and your interest it evolves, and the way you handle things and the way you go about doing your business, that all changes. And I think as time goes on, just things get more complex, and different things, it takes more to turn you on, like creatively, and you get a little more heady about things, you know, and because you're always looking for that feeling of like being on the verge of creating something authentic and new to yourself. And so I think, you know, it's good to try to step out of it for a while and to get out of that mind jumble for a while and just kind of get back to the heart of the matter, you know. And I think all our musicians who sing the same songs every night are dealing with how do you keep making this fresh and alive. And like, I think it's important. It's why it's a form of meditation. It's why people meditate. It's like, it's not about always doing something different and always moving forward. It's about like just being present in what you're doing and being satisfied with what you've done in the past and being proud of it and proud of who you are wherever you are. My name is Brett Dennen. I have a new album called Smoke and Mirrors. Look for me on Last.fm.